Mob Funk Club.
Good YouTube. Going Matt back in the building. Um, Title is going to be a very interesting topic. I always like to take different point of views from the Daily Wrap Up crew. Shout out to them. Link to their page will be in the description box below. But single moms. Single moms is a big topic that everybody talks about for so many reasons. So I would like to give my perspective and my take pertaining to single moms, whether they blame men, whether they don't blame men, situations according, But let's see what they got to say. Let's see what about the topic specifically about single moms. What are they talking about? Let's see if there's some solid truths that we could get some solid advice, things to consider, things to be warned about, all of that stuff. Hopefully, there's going to be a bright side to all of this. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Yeah, let me get to this next topic. What are some examples of men not stepping up? Like, we hear women frequently talk about how men aren't stepping up. What are some examples of men?
Oh, can I go first, please? Ooh. Let me go first. All right, so listen, I have custody of my grandson. He's 4. So I got to deal with my daughter and my grandson's father. So I got to be a baby father to my daughter, and I got to be a baby mother to my grandson's father. The father don't volunteer to do anything. Nothing. I'm a single parent with their kid. So an example of not stepping up, you don't work. You could go pick them up from school.
Right.
So I could do some overtime, or I could go get my nails done, or I could just go do whatever, just lay and scratch my ass. He don't do none of that. So that's an example of not stepping up. You have a kid, you have a kid, your kid go to school. I'm not saying every day you got to pick your kid up, but if you know you're free, once in a while, pick your kid up from school. Give me a break.
Okay, so that's an example of a
Not
man.
a man.
What about men in general? Like, what are some examples?
Like just outside of relationship or just...
Yeah, in general, yeah. It could be relationships. It could be in general. Like,
I don't know. Come back to me because I don't know. I'm focused on single parent stuff right now.
Accountability.
Accountability. Okay, give us some examples of that.
I'm a kind of piggyback off of where you came from, as far as, even though I feel like these things are supposed to happen. Like, you learn responsibility as a young man, right? So you're learning, then you get your responsibilities down packed. When you decide to lay down with a woman, because a lot of men hold us accountable more than they hold themselves accountable. Absolutely. And then be like, we don't hold it. Girls don't never hold it.
They don't.
Yeah. So,
I'm sorry.
okay,
Continue.
you want to say something?
I'll wait for you to finish.
Okay, so a lot of men don't take accountability for who they're with. Like, if you know you don't want to be that girl's parent, her baby daddy, don't fuck her, especially not without a condom. Don't nut in her. Don't even talk to her.
I agree.
Why would you want to lay with a woman that you don't want to spend the rest of your life with, or have children with, or you don't see women qualities or mother qualities? It doesn't make sense. They could be like, well, I ain't nobody told that bitch to have my baby. I told her I ain't want no baby, but you nutted in her.
Right.
Where would you throw your nut behind your back the next time, or just don't do it? Don't do it. Men do not hold themselves accountable with their own responsibility as men. When you know you not that girl's type, or you know you don't want like that girl. You know that.
Right.
To piggyback off of that, right? Ooh, that's tough. There was a lot of hard truths there, right? Here's what I'm going to say to us men. It's hard, right? It's very difficult. Some women can relate to this. you wanna, you know, you wanna sit there and you wanna wear the right condom. You wanna be protected, right? But then you hear a lot of women talking about they're allergic to latex, or the condom itself, even if it's non-latex, dries them up, or it just doesn't feel the same, and all of that stuff, which is crazy because you can sit there as a guy and be protecting yourself and be trying to wear a condom, and right in the middle of the motion where you know, you're going to get ready, getting started, she will sit there and take off the condom. Or she will sit there and don't want you to wear the condom anymore. You have to have a very strong sense of self-worth and discipline in order to stop having sex completely. And honestly, not everybody has that. Sometimes the women could be the one in that position where they're thinking about protection and they come across a guy that doesn't want to wear protection as well. So in those situations, especially in the heat of the moment, it's very difficult to fight off that urge to not keep going, but you have to really be big on how much you have to protect yourself or really understand the responsibility of the risk that you're taking. Sometimes condos break. Sometimes you can be careful, and the condoms break, and you gotta have more condoms. Sometimes if you're wearing a condom and you're worried about the moisture, the wetness, you gotta have lube, you know? It does suck. I'm not gonna lie to you. It sucks because it's not gonna feel the same, right? It's not gonna feel the same for the girl, especially with a condom. And you're hoping there's gels and stuff that you can piece together to make that work. But then at the same time, it's not gonna feel the same for the guy. However, guys usually, if they want to have sex with somebody, they don't have a problem climaxing. Eventually, they're gonna get to it one way or another. So, even though it's extremely difficult, you have to practice. You have to really understand the value of yourself. If that person is not going to be respectful of your decision to not keep going forward after the condom broke or whatever contraceptive is not working and all this stuff, y'all have to like talk about this stuff beforehand. Not just freestyle, you know? Because y'all both need to be ready for the responsibility going forward. And even myself didn't understand the true responsibility and all the ramifications or the true concept of it all when I was doing it. So you live and you learn. You just can't afford to make that kind of mistake like that often or much at all. So definitely take it into consideration. Protect yourself. Go do your checks. Go get your health checks. Have these talks. Have these conversations. If a woman or a guy don't feel like they should have to have these conversations with you, or they kind of wave them off, then maybe this person is not really the person you should have sex with, no matter how fine they is or how tempting the issue may be. So let's continue.
You know she fucked all your homies, bro.
And the thing is that after they get pregnant, after the female gets pregnant, they be like, "Well, I'm not ready for it." Well,
Right.
are you stupid? You don't
So
know
now
about
gotta get in the
condoms?
bullshit.
Like, You did it too, so now you gotta be you take
What y'all doing? Can I-
Put my shirt
Can I,
on,
can I,
I'ma
can
do
I
it.
clock in?
Clock in.
He get clocked in. Like, yeah.
Whatever these kids is doing.
Clock in.
Clock it, guys.
I do want to play devil's
Then you
advocate,
got short
right?
nails, clock it
Okay.
too. Period.
Because I want to ask you guys, because I agree that men should be more selective on who they getting pregnant,
Yeah,
right?
for real.
I don't take that away from. But is it fair when women, let's say a man does want that child, and a woman has the right to say no? I don't. It's my body, my choice.
I'm not ready to be a mother.
Well, first
I
of
don't
all,
even know nobody who do that.
this is something
It-
right.
That.
Plan B. Yeah.
Yeah, that B works perfectly.
But whoa. Y'all spoke on
Females
the
have
man-
condoms
The
too.
man not wanting to be there, but let's say you got pregnant and he wants the kid. It's your body, your choice. Then, right? You could say yes, no,
Allegedly.
so, right? Women has grants the access to sex first of all. So a man can't have sex unless a woman allows him to, and a woman makes the decision if she wants to have a baby or not.
But
And a man has to live with whatever decision she makes. Do you guys think that's fair?
No, it's not.
It's not
I don't
fair.
think it's
It's
fair.
not.
But first of all, I feel like the baby conversation should have been had
before you
before
even
have,
it's
like.
a large amount of people with unplanned
Sure, but
pregnancies.
I want us to get to
We're
that. To
probably
that
all unplanned pregnant.
Yeah, I probably am. My
my
parents was on
father-
crack, guys. I'm a crack baby, so you know.
No, I'm talking
They was
about
having
you.
good sex.
Your parent probably had you unplanned.
Oh,
So let me
And
ask
it's
y'all. Let me ask y'all a question. What would allow y'all to allow a man to have unprotected sex with you?
Alcohol.
What?
It wouldn't be a lie.
Under the influence. I don't think right when I'm drunk. I make bad
I mean, you
decisions.
shouldn't drink.
No, that means men shouldn't get me drunk. Be responsible. Be my leader.
Sound like you was
Don't
getting
lead me
your
to the
toe
track.
done, like, I'm saying.
Don't lead me
Yeah.
to the track. I ain't had no daddy around when I was growing up. You gotta, know what I'm saying? You gotta know who you dealing with when you dealing with them. You know I ain't shit for real. And you gonna use that and you gonna get me pregnant knowing damn well I ain't had no daddy. I'm looking for a daddy.
No, but she's right because it circle back to pick who you're sleeping with. So
Right,
you
like
know
you,
over
the
there, you
men
to
choose
get her
first. I
pregnant.
don't care what nobody say.
Then-
It's not our options as women to go up to men, be like, hey, because if I be like, yo, I'm feeling you, what's up? First of all,
Y'all can shoot your shot. Y'all just don't shoot your shot.
I shoot my shot, but they gonna label me as they do, as the aggressor, the man eater. They feel like I'm too manly because if I see you, I see you because I'm an energy person. So
Yeah, you gotta approach
When
it
I
with the
see you,
feminine
I see-
energy. Like you
yeah,
can't be
'cause-
like, "Yo, what up, my nigga?" Like,
I give you some head
I see you
today.
looking good over there. Like,
I don't care about
like,
it, but I'm on that babe. You know what I'm saying? All my niggas know. I be like, hey, you looking? Can I get in your car? Yeah, what you doing tonight? You looking good.
I'm not getting in nobody car.
I just built a budgeting app.
What? How?
Base 44. Look, it pulls our
So, what would be a reason? What would be a reason for y'all to allow a man to have unprotected sex with y'all?
When I was younger, I didn't know better. So
You didn't know better. You didn't know you could get pregnant.
I didn't get a sex talk when I was younger.
Me
My
either.
age group, we didn't get the talk.
We really did
I
not.
didn't
It was don't have sex or you're gonna get up.
I had the same talk. He's like, them boys ain't gonna give a fuck about you. Don't
I
give
think
me
he's using it wrong. Man. Like,
Look, I just want to know because I'm hearing all the women say, "Hey, I didn't get to talk. I didn't get this. I didn't get that." So it's cool for y'all to say that, but we got to worry about where our dick's going.
No.
Men get to
When
talk.
you younger, no one is accountable when you're younger.
Right.
No, we're not
That's the
talking about that.
problem.
We're not talking
That is a
about
problem.
female and men. We're not held accountable because we don't know no better. But once you get a certain age, that's when it changes.
Right.
Like me now in my 40s. If I sit here and let somebody come shoot up my club in my 40s and I get pregnant, somebody should slap me.
It would be me.
Because I know I don't want no kids.
She's right.
So why would I let somebody shoot up my club?
Right.
but you heard you just said,
What?
"Why would I?"
Right.
That
I'm saying
you are
I.
responsible.
Right, no.
No,
I
both
am
parties are
responsible.
responsible.
I'm responsible now because I'm older. I'm experienced.
You're
I
responsible
know.
then, too.
So I know I have the power to not let him come shoot up my club.
You're not.
And I use that power now. Wrap it up.
No means no, guys.
They still try you.
Mhm.
They still try you.
Let me put
And
the
I'm
tip
not
in.
going to hold you.
Oh yeah, just a
Protected sex and raw sex feels different.
It does.
I was like,
It
come
feels
to me,
very
come to
the bag.
different.
Come to me. 'Cause
So sometimes
See, hold up. There's so much contradiction here. All right. There's so much to break down. Let me do this real quick. Influence of alcohol, right? There's going to be a lot of us in I'm going to say this for the young adults out here that's in their lower 20s, right? Do not be fooled by the immaturity of women your age. If most women will always feel like they have to be high or they have to have alcohol in their system before they to get in the mood or to do some of that stuff. To the women that talk like that and do all that stuff, you need to get consent with them way before they get drunk, way before they get alcohol in their system or get high, right? Because if they're already high, if they're already drunk, and you find out that they can no longer give proper consent to it, and there's gonna be a lot of women that will sit there and look at you funny, that will try to shame you, that will try to act crazy and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, based on the law, this is what it really is, right? Then you got the same people that's trying to say the right thing and do the right thing, but then they're doing all of this laughter, be honest with themselves, the reaction of the feeling of it being wrong and not being wrong, right? So I'm gonna say this pertaining to the education and when you're using school. They give you the sex talk in school, but it's educational, but it's so PG. Because you don't really get down to ask the questions. I feel like sometimes they should have preset questions so that way it won't get too carried out of hand, but they can ask some realized questions or realized questions for the youth that may have grew up in the hood, this, that, and the other, or whatever they're going through, to have some actual answers. Because outside of that, it just seemed like kids are too goofy. They're gonna make fun of it. They're gonna try to look cool. They're gonna try to do all of this stuff when they need to, one way or another, receive this information well. But it's like you only know so much, or you only know the like quote unquote surface level guidelines and stuff. But then amongst peers and classmates, you're moving and talking a whole different tune. So be careful. Protect yourself. It's hard. Everybody wants to go raw. Not even gonna lie to you, like they don't. But protecting yourself, wearing a condom. I will say the hardest thing that young people don't understand is that everybody wants to sit there and be with a high school sweetheart, right? But you have to really be realistic with yourself and see where your chemistry level is and really have talks and conversations that you don't think you have to have, but you will have to have in order to take that step. But then this woman right here, she's saying because of her environment, you should be able to lead her and make the right decision. So she's leaning all the responsibility and decision making on you. But how do you know if you ever had a signal to begin with? So make sure before you run into a woman like her or different other groups, make sure that you vet your woman properly. Make sure women vet the guys properly. Make sure y'all ask information that you need to know before going to a certain step. And if that person doesn't want to ask any questions or give you the answers that you need, they're not the one for you no matter how fine they are. And it sucks. It sucks. Because when you're approaching, you're not going to waste our approach just talking to any and everybody. You know, you're not going to want to waste that attempt, and because their mindset, it's not going to work out, you know? Because before you approach, you had to sit there and convince yourself that you really wanted to talk to that person. You really wanted to take time out to invest into getting to know that person and whatever else that came across your head. It sucks, but it's what you got to do. And young adults, you start figuring things out. You start looking into more information. And it's not about doing what's cool, looking cool among your peers, this, that, and the other. Because at the end of the day, the older that you get, the more you start realizing that your best friends and stuff is not really building or doing anything inside of your household and your home. And the more you realize that, the more you should start making decisions based on that nucleus, based on yourself, based on your household, based on that. You know? So, keep all that in mind.
The subject, I'm getting horny.
Sometimes you need to feel it. Like,
He's getting well on the show. Like, goddamn. Like, yo, like, yo.
Raw
So-
sex is the best.
So again, I'm not.
That's the
Matter of fact,
wise
you
guy.
go ahead. Yeah.
I was gonna say, okay,
you
the young. I agree with my good sis here.
Uh-uh.
So how we do with that is just be very selective on who we are we're doing it with, because some of us prefer.
raw sex?
So with me, for example, I'm either like, we're either dating is the only reason why I'm gonna have sexual intercourse with you. If we're not dating, if we're not serious, I'm celibate,
Go girl.
Yeah.
because I don't want to just have, I don't want to, because
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. That's why that guy was linking around for 2 years, because he was trying to get that pussy.
no, he was getting that pussy.
Men lie.
Okay.
No,
Just
it
to
didn't
get
take
vagina.
It didn't take him 2 years to get it.
I know he was getting
Yeah,
it
you
for
gave
the
it up
2
right
years,
away.
you know what I'm saying?
Because he told you he was going to have
While
your
y'all was
kids.
together,
Uh-huh.
and then once you wanted a commitment, he
was out?
disappeared.
Oh well, that's bad for him. I guess.
No,
For you.
it's not like, cause what we're saying is he was getting all of the benefits of a relationship without being in a relationship. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why would I commit to a relationship when I'm getting all of the benefits?
And then
So
once you wanted the
Don't
commitment,
give him the. Don't have sex with somebody.
No,
He has
hold
to
it
be-
down, lock it down, keep the coochie in the.
he has to be worthy. He has to make those commitments.
I thought he was.
No,
I
you
guess
got to
it's
give the
my
coochie
fault.
up after.
He showed me that he
prove to you.
was.
What
I
I'm
guess-
saying, I'm not saying he's not wrong, but what I'm saying is you have to hold yourself accountable. If you place this standard on him, right, and you made him,
What is
you
the
know,
standard that I place?
well, the what you want, the commitment, the
Okay.
the
type of
relationship.
He knew
the-
this coming in, and you agreed.
He
to
just
it.
knew what you
Oh,
wanted.
he just wanted to.
he
he
heard
agreed
you,
with what
but
you
you didn't
wanted.
stand on it.
How I don't. I'm not.
You got to meet a man that's already with your qualities, not try to tell him that's your qualities.
This
and he
is
go along with
somebody
it.
with a master's degree.
Oh,
with a
girl,
good
that don't mean
job,
nothing.
9 to 5.
Smart.
that's why she wanted his baby.
I also gotta remember,
he's smart.
this is 2025. There's gonna be a lot of men. They're gonna give you, sell your dream, and put you on a pedestal.
This
Men
man
been
has-
doing that
Put your
since
stuff.
99
They're
and
gonna say
2000.
they this, they that. They're gonna give you this. They're gonna give you that. Next, you know, you with them. You giving them the coochie, and next, you know, they play with you. They're with somebody else.
25.
Yeah, because people forgetting.
People been
are
fucking before
forgetting.
Christ. What are you
But people are
99 and
forgetting. I'm not
2000.
talking about
What are you
fucking though. I'm not talking about fucking.
yeah.
I'm not even talking about fucking. What are you talking about?
I'm saying-
I'm talking about commitment. I'm not talking about
What
fucking.
I'm
Fucking
saying
everybody
is
fuck.
The game's been run.
Everybody fuck.
People was handing out bread for pussy.
But people
Okay.
keep forgetting. But people keep forgetting though. People are so ignorant.
So with
The world is
whole, like,
ignorant.
where did I go wrong with the standards? Not setting my standards.
So I guess after a year and you didn't see any initiative into moving more
Toward-
aligned
towards your goal is when you should have just been like, you know what? That's it.
Okay. So I do agree with that, because I did
Make
second guessing.
excuses.
So much. But to be honest, it probably don't even take a year to figure that out, though. Not even gonna lie to you. You can sit there and vet that person out for probably 8 months. You probably would know. There's not too many guys that will play the waiting game to that extent, to the long extent. So a year is a safe note. If they really messing with you, they really messing with you, you know? I think, honestly, I feel like the time goes by fast. It's like there's so much to talk about, so many things to do in between time without doing intercourse. If you're trying to look for a commitment and stuff like that, you can really talk about a lot of things negotiables, non-negotiables, deal breakers, all of that stuff. Like really, a lot of stuff that a lot of people feel like they don't have to talk about. You can talk about all of that stuff while dating, while understanding more things about each other, what you like, this, that, and the other. And, you know, by the time y'all even get to the year point, y'all sat there and really understood if y'all were there for each other or not. And if you're not mentally or emotionally compatible, you can easily break things off, you know? I know some guys will feel some type of way because if you sit there, you probably put a considerate amount of investing into this woman for you not to get anything in return back. That will suck on that end, but hopefully she wouldn't be a complete waste of your time, you know? So we have to be very better. Guys know that very well. Some guys are very lazy in that regard. A lot of guys have bad vetting skills. At the same time, on another hand, there's women that don't necessarily have common sense or logic behind their stuff. Some women are still attracted to whoever they're attracted to and ignore the red flags and all this stuff because their body is responding to this person. When they're not realizing that there might be some red flags or different things in their environment that might be drawing them to it, that they grew up from and they have to like outgrow it, you know? And that goes for the guys as well. Just because it makes you feel good or you get this urge and lust and stuff like that, you have to really ask yourself, where is it coming from? You know? Like, first of all, yeah, you have to really understand that. Because then once you know, get a woman pregnant, and if you did the proper vetting and this that, and the other, then you can take the next steps into building a relationship even further, probably living with each other and all that stuff, and going to appointments, and hopefully, as long as you haven't been lying to each other or just faking it till you make it, then everything will continue to be smooth. You know, I feel like the reason why things don't work out or things go crazy is because you probably don't respect each other. You probably had different views on how you would do things and could never come to a compromise. And outside factors can't interfere with it. Like a whole bunch of different reasons that you have to talk about and understand before taking the risk to make such an important step or possibly going through a pregnancy, you know? So, I mean, of course, when you're older, you feel like most people would know that by now. You will feel that way, but you'll be surprised at how many people are in their 30s, 40s, 50s and still don't know that, still haven't figured it out. So you gotta be real careful. You gotta have that knowledge. You gotta really have these conversations and talks that a lot of people act like they don't feel like have to have when they absolutely need to.
After a year, but I did give him a lot of grace.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah.
Because you were looking for.
Not to mention, there are always 1, 2 women that there's always going to be some men that they'll allow to break all the rules for. So if you really feel like that, you're ready to invest in him, you better be making sure that he has your best interests, wants to take care of you, even in ways that you might not know of yet, that are very healthy. You got to be aware of your bad and toxic habits and red flags as well. And so does he. And make it all work. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it to protect yourself and your future and the investment that you make.
You and Grace go to church or something.
If
Y'all hear
y'all
that?
were engaged,
Sending y'all to church next
Yeah,
time.
go to church,
if
baby.
you were engaged,
I feel like you should already be going to church, or you should already be living a lifestyle where you're doing the right thing or living accordingly to whatever religion you worship. You shouldn't have to go to church out of nowhere to figure things out. I feel like a lot of people tend to go to church after wrongdoing, but not ever figuring out the right steps that they need to take in order to live correctly, this, that, and the other. So you have to be real with yourself in that regard too.
How long would you have stayed engaged before action for the wedding?
That's a good question.
I can't answer that question because I don't know. But he was looking at rings and all of that.
That don't matter.
So
If you can't answer me how long you would be willing to be engaged, that let me know you're not really focused on what you want either, because you should have a standard. If you know you want to be
so 2
married,
years, like put a year on the engagement.
yeah,
Where you
'cause
put the
can be
years on your
engaged-
children. You wanted
can
the
be
children
engaged
before
for
you
20
wanted marriage.
years. But you could be engaged for 20 years without any action.
Children, I don't.
See, that's a lie. And then
You just
put
wanted
the
the
man-
children, you ain't wanted the
it's
marriage?
Like,
Yes, at the point when I had kids, I just wanted my son. I just wanted a kid.
Ooh.
Even okay. Let me explain things. Let me.
Please,
I think
please.
Yeah. Okay. I will be fine at the end of the day if I don't get married, if I don't have no more kids, if whatever the standard is of society, if it don't happen for me,
It's your thing.
I would be perfectly fine. If you ask me to build my man, I will tell you the kind of man that I want. The question that came about earlier, right? But this is not something I'm dying looking for. This is not something that if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be depressed for the rest of my life. So when I say stuff like I just wanted a kid, yes, I just wanted a kid,
Yeah.
and I had my kid. My son's father wanted a kid too. We got together, we had a kid. We have the best co-parenting, in my
I
opinion,
was
that
about to ask that.
I've seen.
See, but when you say stuff, when some women say stuff like that, and then is upset when the man is not participating, like that wasn't a requirement. You just wanted the seed.
Like-
You wanted the seed. You didn't want him to step up as a father. You wanted to see. You wanted to see for yourself. You wanted to care for yourself.
Oh no! My son's father is perfectly fine.
Yeah, but
we
no-
both
So
wanted.
y'all didn't want to be a family. Y'all just wanted a child.
Yes.
Can I
We didn't.
interject?
It doesn't.
Yeah,
we didn't. What did you want to say? Go ahead.
We were talking about your boyfriend. How we get to your baby father?
I'm not sure at what point it picked. but it
Everything just
did.
Cause she was
I'm not
saying,
sure
she was
when
saying like she just wanted the kid, like yeah. So she didn't want the
but
she didn't want the
wanted
marriage.
a kid
but-
with the boyfriend. That's how we started.
But she's saying if she didn't have the kid, she was.
So you had a boyfriend and you already had a kid, is what you said.
Right. And she wants
And you wanted him to be a family man, and you wanted to be married and have more
Because we were supposed
kids.
to have more kids with him.
Exactly. So then you said you didn't really care about being married. You just wanted a kid. So I'm gonna ask you if you didn't really care about for the boyfriend. We were talking about the boyfriend.
No, the not caring about marriage and just wanted a kid. At the time in my life when I met my baby father, I just
You
wanted a
just
kid.
you
Oh,
just
the
said
baby father. Okay.
right, but no, you just said just now if I don't end up with the wedding and the marriage like society want me to, I'm okay with that. You just said that.
right.
So what I'm saying is if you're okay with that and you had the
could've stayed
boyfriend,
with the-
you could have stayed with him because you didn't really care about being married anyway.
I didn't want to stay with him either, though,
But you-
because that's what we agree on in the beginning. If we agree
I
on
get
something in the
yeah.
beginning,
I get the confusion though. It's like, why did he have to step up to that standard that you said you don't want?
because that's what he agreed to in the beginning. We spoke about it from the beginning of the
idea was it
relationship.
anyway?
But you really didn't care.
I don't care because I'm not gonna. It's not like okay, maybe not.
You making this man meet a standard and have pressure when you don't even need the pressure in the first place. It doesn't even matter. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't.
I don't care is not the right word. I'm not gonna kill myself if it doesn't happen. I'm gonna still be a happy woman. Is what I'm trying to say.
Strong black
Some
woman.
people fixate on that stuff. Like I have to get married by 35. I gotta get married by this time. I gotta have kids by this time. I'm cool with whatever. I can't control. Yeah, I'm cool with whatever happens. If I meet a guy, he falls in love, we get married. We get married. If I don't meet a guy, we don't fall in love. Like I can't control what my future is. I can. I
I
pray
think
for the best.
I think a lot of times.
I understand what she's saying. She's saying that it almost sounds like she has the expectation, right? But if it don't happen, it's not the end of the world type of feel, right? She's still going to try to stay moving forward, this, that, and the other, versus other people might knew if this person was supposed to be the person to make her a wife, this, that, and the other. But if whatever happens for some reason doesn't happen, she won't. It's not the end of her world. She'll keep moving forward, being a great woman, being a great mom. However, what everybody else is trying to say is if you're going to have that set standard to begin with at all, then there should be more vetting, there should be more discussion and stuff like that. And as much as he's holding himself accountable, you also have to hold yourself accountable to it as well, because this is what y'all agreed to and discussed.
In these conversations, when like we spoke about generational curses and stuff like that,
Right.
I'm not married, but I'm an advocate for marriage because I think when you go that marriage route and then the kids and then X, Y, and Z, you tend to have a better success rate when it comes to raising children.
My parents
now we're a lot of our kids are being raised in single parented households or like the broken homes or the everybody thinks that this co-parenting, we haven't figured co-parenting out. Co-parenting is new in our society. Like we never did co-parenting and we're trying to figure it out now and it's not working. Like,
Okay,
you know?
but speaking on generation, there's also people that want to go back to the generations. There's households of people staying in toxic relationship, or because they're trying to keep the
family
dual
together.
right.
I think that's okay.
And
as
I
long as
think,
kids
and
is
that's what a
nurtured
lot of our
and
parents,
flourishing.
grew up on, the toxic household, and they had to stay that way because we got to hold this together. We can't figure out how to just raise this kid separately with love.
So how
We have to stay in the
how about this?
toxicity.
Because let's try to figure out solutions. Because we always have these conversations.
Right.
The solution I think for both men and women is we need to vet each other properly. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can't keep going for these superficial, like materialistic things. Like she got a fat ass or she looked pretty. Like we have to actually vet people.
And that's where I come from.
If we want to have children, if we want to reproduce for other people, we need to vet properly because we don't want to have toxic households. We don't want to have no marriages in the households. Like, so we need to do a better job, both men and women, at vetting each other properly. Like, you know?
Agree.
All right. What I'm going to say to this is this. Basically, they're talking about single moms in general blame men for the reason why they're the single moms, right? Then they start spiraling into a whole spiel of a lot of different topics about what could be done to kind of change the generational results that we have had so far. If I had to take it from all the experience that I have, I understand it. You need to, how can I word it? If people continue to learn, because not everybody's going to know how to vet perfectly. No one's going to know how to do that for a long period of time, right? Because you have to understand yourself, you have to understand what you want, and a very small percentage of people, even though they think there's a lot of them, a very small percentage of people compared to the rest of the world will only know what they want, this, that, and the other. And they're not going to necessarily run into each other like that. So, understanding the questions that you need to ask, what you need to vet about, is what's really important. Is what you need to do. And then as you vet and really show that y'all there for each other, not in a superficial way, but more of the values of a relationship. Hey, do you take care of me? Can I rely on you? Can I trust on you? Can we express and talk about a lot of different topics? Can we understand each other? Can we learn more about each other? Do we have this nucleus where we could meet in the middle and compromise, even if we see differently on a lot of things? Or if it's not going to work out, let's not waste each other's time. But if it goes even further than that, then we can develop a relationship not based on celebrity couples, celebrity standards, based on your best friends, based on nobody, just you two, and create a dynamic that only y'all can create. And then once you get to that point and it's going well, continue to work on it. It doesn't mean stop. Continue to work on it, and then start making, and I would say start talking about important decisions and making important steps to support that decision that both of y'all come to a consensus about. Can't be drunk, can't be high, can't be none of that stuff. You can't be under stress when y'all doing it. All right? So keep all that in mind, and then you can take the steps accordingly. I can understand that if you got married first before having a child, there's a tendency that a lot of vetting and work would have been done to that point that y'all, by the time y'all had a kid after marriage, you most likely would have vetted each other out. But most of the time when marriage is not in front and you're not taking care of each other based on non-superficial things and values, then it's not going to work out. Like, I haven't came across many couples, and y'all can prove me wrong, that both men and women were both superficial to such a degree and it worked out. Please let me know in the comment section down below. But in most cases, the non-superficial things is going to be the core value of the legacy, the family, the future that you want to have with a person. So those things are very important. And if you don't know, create it, figure it out. If you never asked yourself that question, if you never thought about that question, you should start thinking about those things, especially if you want all of these important things. But most people don't want to put the energy and level of commitment that it takes into it, so they just rather have a kid and then just do their own personal settings. And that doesn't necessarily work out so well. It may work out for you, but it doesn't necessarily work out for your child's future and you be an example to your child. So that is something I also have to take into consideration for myself as well. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Till next time, till next channel, till next video. Jesus, next channel.